everybody, it's Kristen here with Elite Nutrition and Performance. So today we're going to be talking about eating for strength and what you need to do and what you don't need to do. So there's a couple principles that we're going to go over today that I want you to remember. And eating for strength really can apply to anybody. It doesn't mean that you have to be a bodybuilder or somebody that's trying to get swole or, big and bulky. Eating for strength is actually really important for everybody, especially people as you get older. You start losing muscle mass at the rate of about 2% per year. And that really occurs around when you're in your 40s and your 50s and beyond, especially athletes as well. It doesn't matter if you're an endurance athlete or you're a strength trained athlete. You want to make sure that you have enough muscle and you have the strength to do your sport and perform well. So like I said, there's a couple principles that we're going to be talking about today. And the first thing is just eating in general. And so the first thing that you need to know when you're eating for strength is make sure that you are eating enough. If you are trying to put on muscle mass, you have to make sure that you are actually eating in excess of what you would normally need. And I think a lot of people are scared to do that because they're afraid that they're going to wind up gaining a bunch of fat. And if you are training appropriately, that's not going to happen. But you actually need to eat in excess because muscle requires calories to keep it there as well as to grow it. So you have to make sure that you, like I said, are eating in excess, and especially eating enough to keep it there. So generally what I tell people is to eat to a point of feeling comfortably full, or maybe even a little bit more than comfortably full. So that's principle number one, is eating enough. Number two is balancing carbohydrates and protein. So I think a lot of people think that protein is the only thing that you need when you are trying to build muscle. And you do need protein, but you actually need carbohydrates as well. Carbohydrates is what we like to call muscle sparing, which means that if you don't eat enough carbohydrates, your body can actually use your own muscle mass as a fuel source, which is not what you want at all when you're trying to build muscle or maintain your muscle mass. So you need to make sure that you're eating enough carbohydrates during each of your meals, as well as enough protein. So protein is what makes up the bulk of your muscles, but carbohydrates also get stored in your muscles. So your muscles are essentially made up of both protein and carbohydrates. So I generally tell my clients to make sure that at every meal they're getting protein, which roughly about the size of the palm of your hand, and then at least a fist or two full of carbohydrates. Then principle number three when eating for strength is make sure that you are getting enough leucine. And leucine is an amino acid, and amino acids are what make up protein. And so leucine is basically the amino acid that is directly responsible for building muscle. So if you're not getting enough of it, then you will not be building muscle like you should. So leucine primarily comes from meat sources as well as dairy sources. Now, that does not mean that if you are a vegan, you could not have leucine. You can still get in leucine from things like pea protein as well as soy protein. But you need to make sure that you are really careful about where you're getting your protein from if you are a plant-based athlete. So you need to be, like I said, getting at least soy and pea protein in. And you could also take a supplement like a protein powder or a branched chain amino acid supplement that does contain leucine, but it's always better to get them from food sources. So meat, dairy, eggs, fish, as well as soy and pea protein. If you drink almond milk, cashew milk, hemp milk, rice milk, oat milk, does not contain enough protein, and it does not contain any leucine. So those don't count, but dairy milk does count. So those three principles for building muscle: eat enough or eat in excess, make sure that you're getting both carbohydrates and protein, and make sure that you're getting enough leucine. Thanks for watching, guys. If you need more help on building some muscle, you want to eat for strength, I have a new program that I just launched, which is the Sustainable Sports Nutrition Academy, and that is up and running. It's live. You can join right in. All you need to do is either head over to my website, elitenutritionandperformance.com, or you can private message me, or you can set up a free consultation on my website, which is elitenutritionandperformance.com/consult, and I would be happy to have you in the program. Thanks, guys. Bye.